And now round 3 is already prepped and ready to go. We've got Sea Lanterns and Los Inklings in pools round 3 with Mahi Mahi zones, and that was the only map I saw before we go into it.
I mean, wow, they're very both these teams. You know what? Thank you, teams, for being ready to go right away. So yeah, like you said, Sea Lanterns, Los Inklings, Weekly Warriors. They're always here. Guess what? Another week, another Los Inklings appearance. You know what? We like them for that.
Yeah, you know what? Another Los Inklings appearance. Wonderful to see. Sea Lanterns are also here as well. Temp, A-Doctor, Flat Osprey, Party Squid. Can't wait to see him as well. And wow. Oh, we've been going pretty quickly here. Pretty efficient SOS streak to start off the year.
You know what? I like to see that. You know, this is how we're gonna do. This is how every SOS team is gonna be. No issues, no problems, just smooth. One to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. But of course, we're on that second next as we're gonna go to game number 1, Mahi Mahi Resort Splat Zones, which I like. Okay, I think it's very common or very shared sentiment, but this map gets a lot better once that water level drops.
I mean, of course, because that way, just the skirmishers, the front lines, even the paint supports just have a lot more space to work around here. You're not necessarily worrying about making tricky jumps to avoid falling into water and then becoming a part of a Blue Sky or Twitter.com clip. So you just probably want to ensure that you can get to that 60-point threshold. That way the water level can drop and then the map can expand more. We can start going into one-way drops here. You can start ledging. You can start pressuring out in more unique ways here. As for the rest of the set, Humpback, Shipshape, man, if I wasn't commentating and playing with my team, I would have been going for a generational run, and then I get 3-0'd. And then I get 2-0'd.
Yeah, you know, I love Humpback. It's very good, very underrated, very overhated. It's just it's a good map. It's a good map. You don't see the vision. Yeah, it's a very good map.
Yeah, like I just
Shipshape. I don't know about Shipshape. That we have a discussion about, but Humpback is good.
That Shipshape zones, that's right here. Me and my team usually like doing a lot of Shipshape Tower. It still is Lockout City no matter the mode here, but I think Shipshape Tower, I think I like playing on that a lot here. But we're not gonna get to that just yet here. Splat Zones Mahi is gonna be the upcoming one, and I don't know why, but knowing that Los Inklings are here, what reflux is Hemi bringing to the table? Because man, I just feel like he's been playing a lot of like the milk reflux, or as he calls it, the B-flux.
It's okay. What? It's not B-flux, but yeah, I do.
That's what Hemi calls it.
Okay, but he's wrong. Anyway, like it, I'm pretty sure he's the milk reflux one trick, which it makes sense. Like it's zones. It's nice. You have the Booyah Bomb. You have the torpedo. I believe Teresa is a brush player or roller. No, heavy. My bad. I was thinking the wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's a Splatling. I'm pretty sure it's a Splatling.
Yeah. That could be very helpful. You know, some chip damage could be very nice for some nice combos. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the Milk Lux.
Yeah, that is Booyah Bomb, which is going to be helpful for painting the zone. Torp, also good to assist the front lines of the team. I think that's either equals or slug. I think it's it's probably slug. I think it's slug because I think slug plays the roller on Los Inklings. So having the Torp as well as the Booyah Bomb, good for scouting, good for painting.
Yeah, and I don't know a lot about Sea Lanterns, but I'm excited to see what they bring to the table. Looking quickly through their their little Sendo Q bios, looks like they have a shot player, a stamper, which is very interesting, a charger, so we could see our first pencil of the night, first pencil of the year. You know, interesting, and they have looks like a mini player, so. You know, I'm interested to see what they decide to pull out for this one.
Honestly, I feel like I just feel like mini stocks may just be on the come up here, and like ever since probably like a couple months ago, maybe I've just been seeing a lot more minis out there, and that could be really very amazing to see. That's leader. That's the first leader.
That's leader.
That's first leader of 2026, and that is
Ooh.
that's the vanilla reflux out from Hammy. Teresa is going to be on the vanilla mini. Slugs on a vanilla roller. Eagles is
Heavy.
on a vanilla shot. Oh yeah, heavy. Yeah, all vanillas coming from Los Inklings today.
Yeah, very vanilla, kind of like Hagglefish, but not like Hagglefish. Los Inklings doing a lot of damage right away, saying, hey, we don't care about your front line. We're going straight in with Equals and Hammy, or Equals and Slug, sorry, doing a lot of damage early, just kind of bouncing around this mid area. Slug with a very aggressive bubble, just harassing one of the members of Sea Lanterns as best as they can. Unfortunately, two members of Los Inklings are going to go down, so they are going to be spotted out and forced to jump back, but that's a really good start. You got Hammy, unfortunately goes down, but you got the wall of the drop. You got down to 44 points. You'll take that any day of the week. But now, Sea Lanterns, if you're Los Inklings, I'm looking at that leader. I want that E-leader gone, and I think those missiles will be very helpful for them.
Definitely so here, as long as Hammy can get those charged up, but maybe not even missiles are needed, maybe even just the Zuka, and that is 10 missiles headed to flat. Very good timing to pop the zip in response here. They're trying to dive the back line here. They spot Teresa, but now they're being forced to jump out. That jump hasn't been camped just yet. The zone, however, is still blue, and it's only Osprey and Flats from Sea Lanterns as the rest of Sea Lanterns are starting to reinforce. The zone, however, still blue. Their penalty is almost expired. Slug has been dispatched, though. That could be a very solid start to a very fruitful push. Unless the Stamper goes down, they still have to keep this hold going. They still need to win this neutral.
I mean, yeah, they're trying their best. Sea Lanterns here. You see Doctor just dancing around those missiles, able to do so beautifully for a little bit while, but you see the missiles, you see the strikes coming out as well, but Los Inklings still just avoiding all that, holding on, even though they're two members down. 1 for 1's going to be worth it. Equals and Teresa going down. That's going to be a very unfortunate wipeout. So now, Sea Lantern, you have that Zipcaster at the ready. You're going to have the leader set up on that right-hand side for some very crucial angles there. So if you are Sea Lantern, this is your opportunity here to get a lot of damage. He's Zipcaster, Slug going down, very good start. Flat in the flank, not quite doing, but at least calling him out to their team, very helpful. Strikes as well, just doing a lot to kind of compound this push. It isn't going to work out for now, but Los Inklings though are able to kind of recenter themselves and just push back relatively quickly. So even though a lot of damage has been done, they still got lead.
Yeah, that is that is lead actually. They go past the 57 and push to not to 44 just yet. And I think those things are starting to count down once more. Slug has gone down, Flat has gone down, and now the zone is flipped in yellow here. It is still predominantly, not predominantly, there's still a little bit of blue, but right now it's only Hammy right now, and the rest of Sea Lanterns are starting to close in on Hammy's location. They're finally going down right now. It's only Teresa, and now Osprey, very key choice to go to the island here. That's a really solid spot for your backline to be in here, because now you've got a leader sitting on islands. You want to get rid of that, or else that's just going to keep poking you. And there's the lead swap that Sea Lanterns probably wants to get here. Flat going down. Here comes the Brave Waker from Teresa, and a counter Brave Waker coming out from Osprey. The missiles come out from Los Inklings as well here, but there's two members down. It's only Slug and Equals right now. Equals has gone down. Slug is in a very tricky situation. It's single digits. The GG strikes. This may just be it for Sea Lanterns, and that is a reverse knockout to take game one.
I mean, yeah, just solid from Sea Lanterns. You saw Los Inklings every time Sea Lanterns pushed, they did a really good job of coming in, but for Los Inklings, that last push, they all kind of clumped together at the very end and then went in 1 by 1, if that makes sense. Because I think it was Slug went down first, you saw the missiles coming out from Hammy, then Equals went down, and then it just felt like Sea Lantern just picked them off 1 by 1, leaving only Slug when they came back to just kind of bomb rush the zone. And unfortunately for everyone, as a roller, you're caught out, probably not going to work out in your favor.
Exactly. I think like even when you have just all the positioning like locked down, even when you have your specials ready to go, whether or not that's the Wave Breaker or the Tenta missiles here. Like, I think Sea Lanterns just had the answers to that here. They just dispatched priority targets very quickly here. They managed to evade all the important specials that Los Inklings was throwing out. So now they potentially got to win the next 2 games if they want to get this final match, this final set of groups down on their belts here. So Rainmaker, Humpback, Pump Track will be first.
Okay. Look. So I don't. Okay. I want to say I could see a lot changing. I see nothing changing at all, right? Like kind of both. Like I think for most part of stage, like I think E-Leader, while not the best in like the mid area, is good on the plat. So I think that stays for Sea Lanterns. For Los Inklings, we might see Hammy going over to the Reflux Deco or the Milk Lux. Either one. I don't like see any of the 3 of them. They all work relatively well. Maybe flat changes, because I know from a lot of Stamper players that this map is not particularly favorable for you because of the changing elevation. So other than that, I don't really see a whole lot of changes coming from either side.
If there were a Stamper, like if they were to stick on a Stamper, I think stickers would be the choice to make here. Booyah Bomb could be good for just clearing out a lot of the really stally choke points that are just the name of the game on Humpback Pump Track here. Just breaking out of that first checkpoint here is going to be the really key thing that you need to do here. You need to make sure that you can get rid of enemy players on like that high ground spot here, and just make sure that you can have a very safe walkway to that final pedestal. What is in store for us for round 2, for game 2
Round 3.
Round 3? S-Blast and Twinkie.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. Well, bringing out the big guns from Teresa, with the Hydra slug going over to the screen, Flingza, and the custom blaster from Equals. You know what? A lot of changes. I was dead wrong, and of course flat going to the S-Blast, but it doesn't even matter as they're going 3 down almost right away, screen on the elbow, and Los Inklings, really good start. Like you see, breaking that checkpoint in the first 30 seconds, looking to continue this going. You see all 4 of them in a really good spot, but you notice as Rainmaker, things can change in an instant, but Teresa just taking it and running, able to get down to 39 points. It's just Slug remaining left. They gotta hold on for as long as possible, stay alive, able to get party with the very last of their ink take and jump out. But Los Inklings, a very quick strike.
And not just that here, just want to comment on comp changes once again. I think the only weapon that has stayed the same from last game is Doctor on the T-Tech here. They're making very good use of just the maneuverability of it all here, getting rid of 3 members of Los Inklings together with the Sea Lanterns here. The strikes come out, the Rainmaker has slammed into the pedestal here, and now I think this could be the moment for Sea Lanterns to go in. However, there is no specials here. The team is going to have to get rid of Los Inklings with their guns and their wits. But right now, Slug has something to say about that.
That's a triple.
They have a roller and they...
Oh, no.
Oh,
the Booyah Bomb.
No, they are able to get
one.
Tools, but they're outnumbered. They do jump out thanks to the cooler buff. And one last thing before I switch it to you, Topic. Hammy is on the Milk Lux.
Yeah, the Milk Lux is out, but you see a flank, I believe, on the right-hand side. Unfortunately, Party is going to go down. Hammy looking for the second one, not quite able to, as Doctor able to clean it up. And Sea Lanterns, despite going down there, even though they did get wiped out, very good use of that cooler, taking that fight. Even though you did lose, guess what? Like, nothing happened. You're back in, there's a good spot. But I'm worried about Teresa there on that that top side with that Booyah Bomb as well, because that Hydra is literally a walking Gatling gun, right? So you have to displace them if you want to get any closer on plat.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you can get rid of that, whether or not it's with strikes or with the AoE damage from the S-Blast here, that'll be a key move. Or it could be the Booyah Bomb coming out from the S-Blast as well, but they're throwing it down to potentially move forward, but no. And that's Teresa's Hydra raining down Hellfire and stopping this push right before Sea Lanterns could break into the 30 threshold that Los Inklings has the lead at. Doctor is still here, but Hammy is picking up the Rainmaker here. That zipline is not ready to go, but they drop it down right side, and they get caught out by Osprey here, dropping it into the left side of Sea Lanterns mid right now.
Yeah, Osprey is going to be there. Teresa popping the Booyah Bomb on the Rainmaker at the very least. At least stall it. Able to pick it up, and at least, even though they did go down, at least getting the shield back up is very, very helpful here as we have 2 minutes left in the game. So Sea Lantern States have a lot of time still to work with, and Rainmaker things can change in an instant. But Sea Lanterns, I feel like ever since Los Inklings had that first push, they really haven't been able to get back into mid. Yes, they've won fights. Yes, they've been they had the advantage at times, but it just feels like you see right here, it's always been Sea Lantern's color. It's always been their advantage here. Booyah Bomb plus the bubble plus the strikes is gonna help get that elbow. Not a whole lot more, but the lead will be taken by Doctor by 1 point. So now, if you're Los Inklings, you have to go at this point. Like, you spent most of this game on defense. They got to translate that into offense some way, somehow.
I was going to say, like, with the amount of time Sea Lantern has spent on the offense, I felt like it was only a matter of time until they get the lead. And whoa, Teresa just gets shot in the back by the dually player here. And now Flat is moving in with the S-Blast and a Blaster duel that they win against Equals here. The bubble was mostly blue, courtesy of Hammy, but right now the rest of Sea Lanterns are closing in on that Rainmaker bubble and are ready to perhaps pick it up and start a stall with 47 seconds left on the clock here. Already Party's gone down.
Oh, that's a good start.
The Booyah Bomb has been popped by Hammy. There's 40 seconds left on the clock, and now the Rainmaker has been picked up by Hammy. The strikes come out from Dr. Equals and Slug have moved in, and both of them have gone down. Hammy is able to get rid of the S-Blast, but Party's on the flank, and now
Party on the flank.
That is the pincer that Sea Lanterns needed to stop this push from happening. There's 20 seconds left on the clock. Sea Lanterns needs to stall just for that long.
I mean, yeah, they're doing what you need to. They're painting up that the Rainmaker shield, not popping it, making Los Inklings spend a lot of time, a lot of resources on that as well. 10 seconds remaining. No cooler. The bubble is going to be popped out. Equals not quite to get the pick by Hammy. It's just going to run it behind the screen. 1 point short. Teresa's going to pop the Booyah Bomb. And unfortunately, a second too late, an inch too short. Los Inklings are not able to get there, and Sea Lanterns, despite going 3 members down at the very end, are able to hold on by the absolute thinnest of thin margins.
I think thanks with this extremely close win plus the reverse knockout on Mahi Mahi, we are not going to be seeing ship-shaped cargo co-zones, as that is a 2-0 set win from Sea Lanterns here. That's a very decisive set win for them, as they are now headed to Mako, as Los Inklings are headed to Lantern brackets. And that is a very timely end to group stage here, right before 9 o'clock Eastern time. What a game topic. I think I really understand what I think Los Inklings were going to do there. I think Hammy was trying to run in through the screen here, and then Teresa popping the Booyah Bomb did hope in a last ditch effort to not only get the Rainmaker bubble popped, but also to get Ink on the ground. If there was just a couple of seconds left on the clock, that would have been, I think, the game for them actually.
Yeah, and I feel like there had for that second game, it felt like Los Inklings, they were a step too slow. And I think that ultimately came down to the choice of the backliner of each, right? Because we saw that that Sea Lanterns, they had that heavy edit, so they were able to move a lot quicker. They were able to move a lot with a lot more what's the word? A lot more like decisiveness, best way I could put it. Like, they were able to make these quick decisions. Meanwhile, you had Teresa on the backliner, which, yes, is very good, very solid, but it really struggles with pushing because it takes so long. And even if you decide to pick it up with the Rainmaker, or pick up the Rainmaker as a Hydra, you still have that penalty when you move, right? So I think it was just Sea Lanterns that overwhelmingly aggressive playstyle did work at the end, because early on, Los Inklings, it was 39-0 in the first 30 seconds or first 40 seconds of the game, and then from then on, they were stuck on their side, they were stuck on their elbow, they were stuck on their plat for what felt like 3.5 minutes of the game.
Exactly. I think like you said earlier in the middle of the match topic, I think Los Inklings have just been on defense just for the better, at least like the better half of that match here. And then I said that it was just only a matter of time until Sea Lanterns got that lead here. They were just constantly coming back for more. They kept throwing their specials out, kept contesting elbow here, even if they couldn't find a way to get rid of Teresa on the high ground here. I think Teresa eventually dropped down to low ground, and I think then that was probably go time for Sea Lanterns here. They just barely made it to 38, which was of course just enough to get that lead. And then I think there was basically 1 minute 20 seconds left on the clock for Los Inklings to go, and I think that's when maybe a little bit of panic starts settling in for Los Inklings here. And then you have to, one, make it out of mid after you're trying to do a little bit of stalling here, and then make it through elbow, then basically do what Sea Lanterns did to you.
Yeah, just very unfortunate for Los Inklings, but very, very fortunate for Sea Lanterns. But with that, that'll be it for round 3. And actually, that'll be it for groups for this edition of SOS. But don't go anywhere. After a very quick break, while we let these other teams, battle out, see who makes Great White, see who makes Hammerhead, we're going to take a very short break. And we'll be back to you with with the Great White bracket of SOS in a couple minutes.
So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.